are, we're out for a day's gravel pit piking. And by the look on the surface, at least for once the weather forecasters have got it right, there's a super southwesterly chop. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to move right over towards the southwestern end of the pit, so that throughout the day I can move with the wind and use the wind to go down to the other end where we are now. There's some lovely shrubs around here, lots of self-seeded willows and alders and reeds, sedges, and there's beds of thistles all along this bank. It's quite a lovely spot. All these gravel pits are really attractive fisheries, even though they're quite young. Right, I think I'll stop the car here. The boat goes in easily here as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's stronger than what I thought. Should be good. It's often a bit of a rigmarole getting a small boat off the car when you're by yourself, but as long as you have your back bars fairly close to the end of the car, it'll normally slide. There we are. Right, let's get the oars out. Rowlocks. This is quite a useful addition to the boat. What I've done is made an old seat. It's got a nice thick piece of foam inside, and I've got some self-locking straps on 2 pieces of webbing that's stitched to the bottom. Boat fishing can be very tiring all day, and that makes it that much more comfortable. Well, here we are. We've got the boat all set out, all the gear at the front there nice and tidy, the rod's over there. I've got the anchor weights tied here with a rope to the back of the boat because I'm going to pull it down this quite steep slope, and I don't want the anchor weights to fall forward. Under here I've got my dead baits. Before we go out, let's have a look at them. The type of baits you can use for pike today are numerous and endless, really. These are a lot of modern pre-packed sardines in various colours. We've got some smelts here, which are a very popular bait. Some little joey mackerel there, lovely little things they are, super pike bait. One of my favourites, some eel sections. Eels about 12 inches long, cut in halves. They're a very good dead bait. And a friend of mine who works on a trawler gets me all sorts of things. These are some little baby hake. I've never used those before, but I'm sure they're going to catch fish. Any fresh dead bait will catch pike. And down here I've got some lures and plugs if none of that lot works. Right, let's get the boat in. This is where you don't really need a night on the tiles the evening before you go piking. Right, let's got both the anchor weights ready. Here we go. Oh, that's lovely. It's nice to be out afloat again. Right, what I'm going to do is row downwind here because parallel with this bank is a very deep trough, and I'm going to try and anchor just on the edge of it. It's very important, obviously, in still water like this, not to go over the fish first. Right, that's that one. Now let's see where we are. Oh, that's lovely. The wind's taken us down a little, and I think I'll put this one straight down. at a nice angle there, and I can work this entire bay where this gully runs parallel with the bank. It's all about 10, 12 feet deep. It's a super spot. There's still quite a lot of green planktons in the water. It's still quite really warm for October. Never believe it's only a few weeks till Christmas. Right, there we are. Half a mackerel. Let's whack it out there. Across that bay, over into the wind. That's lovely. Put a bit of line out, let that sink, and I'll put that in the elastic band. If you tighten up on them too soon, the sliding stop knot doesn't allow the float to come up exactly where you're fishing, and it comes in much closer to you than what you really want. Right, and I'm going to put a smelt here, slightly across the wind and downward, so it comes out and nestles on the bottom in due lee of the boat, about 40 yards downwind. There we are. This is springing up quite some now, actually. I have to keep my eye on that net. That keeps wanting to depart. Right, we'll open that and put that in a band too. There we are. Oh, the wind's blown that band out there. Just tighten up. See, it wasn't a run. No. Right, I thought this was supposed to be a gentle southwesterly. It's getting quite choppy, really. But then I'd much sooner have a good blow for pike fishing, particularly on static dead baits in clear water, than when I would a flat calm. You get much more aggressive runs. I think the pike tend to smell and move with the wind, and anything that's going on under this massive undertow down the bottom there is bringing all the smell of the dead baits to them, and I think they tend to move a lot more in wind than what they do when there's a flat calm. Goodness me, I've only been in this spot 5 minutes and I've got a real belter on this rod, and it's going right up into the wind, and I'm gonna hit it straight on. Oh, dear me, that must have taken that almost immediately. I was pulling the rod round. Always feels a good fish. Gosh. Oh. Oh, I'm going to have to turn around for this one. Oh, that feels a good fish. Oh, goodness me, the power they've got this time of the year is incredible. It's keeping very deep there. Feels like a very nice fish indeed. There he comes. Oh yes, it's a good one. Let's hope he doesn't come to the boat too early. I don't want to lose it around the anchor ropes. Oh yes, that's a... Oh dear me, that's a beauty. Right. I normally like to hand line these out, but this looks as though he's going to jump again any minute. I think I'm going to... Yes, he is. I think I'm going to get him in the net just to be on the safe side. Something much smaller. Whoops, the net's getting caught with the other rod there. I might hand line in and then glove out, but this one, no, we'll get him in the net. Super. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's a bit risky leaning over the boat in these conditions. Let's have a look at him. God, what a super fish. Oh! Right, in you come. Right. I think what I'll do is weigh that one straight away. That looks worth putting on the scales. Now, a lot of people put the pike into a separate weigh sling, but I find it's just as easy to weigh it in the net. I know what the net goes when it's wet. It weighs about 1.75 pounds. Right, let's weigh this one straight away. Whoops, keep still. Right. Oh, 1912, so less about 1.75 pounds. That's give or take 18. That's a super fish for the autumn. A lot of people have trouble unhooking pike, but even big pike can be unhooked quite easily and safely with a gloved hand, and just lift it up like this to expose the hooks. There they are. Look at those teeth, row upon row. Oh, keep still. There we are. There they are. We can see the hooks there. And there we are. Look at that mouth. You could throw a 3-pound bream down that quite easily. Unbelievable. Row upon row of needle-sharp teeth. Oh. Whoops. Oh, let go. Oh, come here, there you go. Oh. Super. Here's my simple end rig for fishing the static dead bait with a float. The sliding float is immediately above the trace with a little bead there which goes up and stops the float at the stop knot, which in this case is about 15-18 feet deep. Below that, on the trace, I've got a couple of lead-free shots to keep the bait down on the bottom, and on the business end, a couple of size 8 trebles. In each case, 2 of the barbs have been flattened. Let's try one of the most popular pike baits, half a mackerel. The remaining barb goes into the actual tail root, which is very strong. Mackerel have got very strong sinewy muscles there, and so the bait holds on very well. And the bottom one goes on down there. There we are, it's a super bait. It casts well, and it's very effective for pike. On the second rod, let's try a smelt. These are a very popular bait with today's pike anglers. And I hook it on in exactly the same way as I do all dead baits, on the assumption that the pike is going to swallow it head first like that, so everything's pointing the right way. Right. We'll put this right downwind, I think. That can come in quite close there. This breeze is blowing a bit to the side now. I'm getting in a bit of a drift on these baits. If this carries on, I think I'm going to have to move the aft anchor about. That one's drifting in quite a lot. It really has swung round. It's coming more from the west now than the south. Well, I think that's settled. Put it on a band. Well, there's a lot of gulls over there now. Where's those binoculars gone? So look. Oh, there's thousands of them. Mostly all black-headed gulls, I think. By the look of them. Oh, there's a big grey one at the end there. I don't know what that is. It's like a big herring gull. Yes, I think I'm having problems with that seed or flower stuff that's coming off the land there. It's clogging the line, and that float isn't going up to the stop knot. I think I'm going to have that in and clean it all off. Goodness me, it's all over the place here. I'm sure it's what's left of the seed heads on that willow herb coming off the land there. It's hopeless. I can't fish static dead bait like this, because the float just keeps permanently jigging it off the bottom. And the secret of dead baiting, if you're trying to present a static dead bait and suggest the fish is dead on the bottom, is keep moving it. You know, here we are, we've got a big clump around the stop knot here, and it's not letting the float come up. It's a nuisance, that. I really can't do anything about this. It's all up the line. It looks like washing on the line. Goodness me, I don't know. Only thing I could do is perhaps another swan shot on the line, but then that tends to give a little bit more resistance than I really want to. Let's whack it out again and try. Whack it across the wing with the other one a little bit further down and see what happens with that. Love fishing with elastic bands. I know there's gadgets on the market, run clips that you can use, bits of plastic to clip on, but I don't know, I like to hear that clip as it plonk as it comes out of an elastic band. It's quite exciting. Sometimes I'm not watching the float, I'm looking at birds through the binoculars and just looking around me. All of a sudden that little clip, it's hardly discernible, but your ears get used to it when you're looking forward to a pike run. Goodness me, that was quick. I just whacked one of those dyed sardines up into the wind, and it went about 3 yards before it went under, and I'm going to hit it now. Yes. Oh, yes. God, this feels a good fish. Well, they work, those dyed baits, there's no doubt about that. Oh, this is a very good fish. This is, goodness me, it's taken a lot of line. You always know when it's a good one. You get that lovely whistle. Oh, yes. Careful, Wilson. Go. This is a very good one. So take this very carefully. Go. Can't do anything with it at the moment. This is really going. Wow. It's woken up. It's woken up. Oh, that's a good job. I've got 11-pound line on. I don't think I'll be able to do anything with this. Oh, it's a lovely fish. Oh, yes, a very good double. Still going as well. Oh, that line's really whistling. I don't like to bring them too close to the boat too quickly, because if it gets around the anchor rope, I'm done. And I'm in very deep water here, so it's still going. Oh. I'm tempted to bring this up and see if it'll tail walk, but I don't know. I don't want to lose it. It's coming up near the surface now. Oh, what a super fish. Let's get the net out. Oh. Come on, baby. Oh, no. Oh, I did it then. Oh. The net span as I went to lift it out. Oh, Wilson. That's unforgivable. That is unforgivable. If I lose it now, I deserve to. Ah. Come on. Well, if I get this one in, I definitely don't deserve it. Come on. Yes, he's there. Oh, that's a biggie. Oh, magic. Oh, what a super fish. Keep still. Oh, that's beautiful. Keep still. Oh. Oh, let's unhook it straight away. Whoa, 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 whoa. Keep still. That's why I always keep this foam at the bottom of the boat so they don't knock themselves about when they come in and they're still fairly fresh. Right. God, it's a bit of luck. Hook's come out the net. Hello. I can't find my dead bait, but there's half a tiny little perch he's just coughed up there. Oh, it's a super fish. Oh, look at that. About 19 to 20 pounds. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Oh, keep still, keep still. What about that? Well, I've had a couple of nice doubles on the static dead baits, but it's getting very bright now, so what I fancy doing is a bit of lure fishing and a bit of moving about. This is one of my favourite lures, the good old spoon. I've got loads of them in here. I've got a wallet full of them, all different shapes and sizes, different colours. I've also got some big S plugs, which are a super lure, and I've got another box here if they don't work. You can't really get through them all in the day, and I must admit I tend to stick to a couple of favourites. This is one that I've been very interested in recently. It's an American lure. It's only just reached the tackle shops in this country. It's a really weird contraption. You'd never believe it would catch fish. There's a vibratory spoon there and a skirt which flops around behind this big hook. Although I found pike have come a little short when catching them, and so I've wired in this 6 treble just behind it, and that invariably is the one which takes the fish. And that's how it works. The lovely thing about these big spoons, they really do cast well into the wind. Super lures. I always like to point the rod at the lure. A lot of my friends think it's a bit suicidal because if you get a big fish it seems as though it might snap the line, but of course there's an awful amount of stretch in 11-pound line when you've got 20-30 yards out, and if you fish with the rod sideways sometimes the fish can grab hold of the lure, shake its head and get off before you can really do much about it. So I like to keep the rod actually pointed at the lure at all time, 1 degree to the side so I can just see that rod tip movement. I don't seem to lose so many that way. In this bright weather, I'm really moving the spoon through the water because the water's quite clear and I don't want to give the pike too much of a choice whether they're going to whip up off the bottom and snap it up or not. It's about 5 or 6 feet here and there's quite a few beds of Canadian pondweed and milfoil on the bottom, which of course there would be in mid-October. I was tempted to use a diving plug, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much of a weed problem, so I'll stick with a spoon. The spoon... Oh, here we go. Yes. Oh, dear me. Oh, that was a good take. What's a good fish? Oh. Oh, this is pulling. That really slammed into that. Oh, it's a super fish. Yes. Oh, this is where the spoon comes out. You've got to be so careful. Try and glove this out. Spoon's just in the top of the jaw there. Come on. Slacken the clutch off, so if he makes a last-minute thrash, I've got him. No, he's the mine. Oh. What I normally do at this instance is carefully take the treble out like that. Oh, that's a lovely clean fish. What a super fight. Beautiful. Lovely long, veritable lean machine. Super fish. Let's put him straight back. Oh, in you go. That was nice. Right. I think I'll concentrate on that area, that's good. Let's see if we can get a few more of those before the sun goes down. certain rawness about gravel excavations that offends a lot of people, but not this angler. As far as I'm concerned, this is where the future of trout fishing and much of our fishing lies for tomorrow. Morning! Hello, they've still got the pump working in this lake. I'm not so sure I like this grey day though, it's horrible. Still, perhaps the sun will get out later on, hope so. Over there's some small ducks diving. Can't quite see what they are from here. All along the margins here, there's some super beds of willow herb and Norfolk reeds. It's absolutely packed with wildflowers. Right, let's get those spotties. This is absolutely beautiful through here, all these lovely subtle colours and hundreds of wildflowers, some smells, and it really is a beautiful place just to be, actually, whether you're walking along with a fishing rod or not. It just shows you what Mother Nature can do in these marshlands and gravel pits, well away from intensified farming. Look, here's a lovely field thistle. There's a, if I pull it gently, I might not dislodge that bumblebee. He's on the top of it at the moment. That's lovely. Just over there, there's some hemp agrimony. There's all these lovely grasses all over the place just here. And what about this colourful patch? We've got some blues and yellows here. We've got the tufted vetch, and we've got this pretty little marsh trefoil. It's a super little plant. And then here, this is most unusual. This is the common toadflax. It's quite unlike any other yellow plant. And then across the stream there, which we can't actually see because there's so many beautiful flowers, we've got some rose bay willow herb. And I think the willow herb's actually probably my favourite plant. Well, here we are at the Pike Lake. That pump's making a hell of a noise there, and it's draining that other huge lake in the distance there whilst they're finished digging it. That's going to be a lovely lake in the future. We might have a look at that later on. There's not an awful lot coming off here, so I think what I'm going to do is use the hexagon whisker rod with a dry line and change over flies. I think I'll put on one of my heavily weighted butyl shrimps. I've got a long cast on and they'll get right the way down. Because the fish are obviously all the way down. Hello, we get a nice glimmer of sun coming through. Trout eat an awful amount of shrimps. And here's my butyl shrimp. It's tied with a strip of butyl pond liner as its back, and this withstands the abrasiveness of the trout's teeth. It's tied on a wide gate hook, could be 8s, 10s, and the hackle is a sharp black cock hackle, and the centre is black chenille. Killing lure, this. Right, let's go. That's lovely. Got a long cast on here really, a bit too long for these reeds around here, but that's better. When you're trying to imitate a natural creature, there's nothing worse than these monotonous slow pulls. I like to give a little twitch every now and again, then a long pull, then a little jerk, and then a pause, and then a couple, and a mini twitch, and then another little jerk. Often you can see the trout following this, and one little spurt like that, and a sudden little dart, and he'll take it, whereas these long, slow pulls like this, he just follows and follows, and he may never take it. Well, I'm working this shrimp on a long bow here against the back eddy, and I thought I just had a touch, but no, I think it's bobby weed. Normally you get really good stiff takes in this sort of drift. No. Hello, looks like old George the digger driver's going to turn the pump off in a minute. Give us a bit of peace and quiet. Oh. Oh, that's lovely. That's music to my ears, that is. One of the nice things about fly fishing, peace and quiet. It's beautiful. Oh, here we are. Goodness me. That took that shrimp on the drop then. Oh, it's coming towards me very fast. It feels like a good fish. Oh, yes, it is a good fish. Whoa! Look at that! Oh, goodness me. This is one of the wonders of fly fishing, that super jump they make. Come on. Oh. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Oh, a lovely looking fish. Oh, it's when they do those last minute dives. Oh, that is a good fish as well. Oh, super. Goodness me, that's it's getting on for £4. A cockfish, that kite there. And the shrimp is just in the top jaw hinge. Oh, that's a nice looking fish. Let go of my fingers. Lovely. Well, we've been enjoying the gravel pit trout fishing here at Bure Valley Lakes. Let's have a look around and see how a fishery is actually made. Put the tackle down, I don't need that. Goodness me, I can see all the water belting in from that seam down there. This is such a high water table around here. If they didn't have that pump going whilst he was digging, most of it would be underwater. Well, here we are. I suppose this is about what's going to be the heart of the lake. It's a bit squelchy here. I don't think I shall walk too far. That's about it. It's quite a sobering thought, really, that probably less than a year's time people will be catching fish from right where I'm standing now. Certainly I've grown one of them. The thing is, there's quite a lot of stone yet to come out. There's some very rich seams all along here. They're going to come out, but beyond me there's a I think they'll leave that island. It's mostly blue clay, and I don't think they'll bother to move that. Really, as the rivers and other fisheries in Britain slowly deteriorate, particularly the rivers through abstraction, I think this is the future we have in gravel pit fishing. This is why I think we've got to look after it and plan these fisheries now. I think there's so much future, so much optimism to look forward to in our sport if anglers acquire pits such as these and make super fisheries out of them, not only for trout but other species as well. And for this, I think the future holds quite a lot of optimism. Most of this little stream bordering the lakes is rather overgrown, but there's a nice run on this bend here. Might be able to get a fly through. It's a bit overgrown, mind. Let's have a go. I've got a pheasant tail nymph on, which is quite handy. We'll just have a go with this. A bit of wind here, isn't it? It's a bit of a... Goodness me, this wind's a problem. Let's try and lay one right down there. This is real botch stuff, this is. I can't really get a good casting at all. If there's anything there, they usually come quickly. No. Let's have another one. Ah, that's a better cast. Trouble is, I'm stuck on top of that willow herb there. Come on, you little devils. On worms, these little brown trout can be the most gullible perishers going, but if you're fly fishing and you show yourself, then you don't stand a chance. Very difficult position to cast from, this is. Oh, we're up the order. No, we're not, we're off again. There we are, we're down again. It's hanging over a thistle this time, but never mind. If we do get a take, it'll probably be quite violent. No, the river isn't, the stream isn't that fast at all. I was surprised back up there where it's a bit narrower, it's bucketing through. Here it's quite slow. Now, I think I must have scared them. I don't think it's worth hanging around. Well, I failed miserably at the stream. Let's try the end of the Lodge Lake here. These are an interesting plant. One of the loveliest of waterside plants. They're called Himalayan balsam or jumping jack, because when you touch their seed pods at this time of the year, it jumps all over the place. Super plants. Hello, I know what you little devils want. Come on. I always carry a bit of bread when I come here and feed these. Come on. I don't know what these are, but I think they're a cross between a... Whoa, oh, that's my finger. They're a cross between a mallard and an Indian runner. At least that's what Dave Green, the owner, says, but I don't know. God, dear me. All right, there's enough for both of you here. All right, all right. Right, oh. Good, there looks as though there's a nice ripple coming down this end now. One or two fish starting to move. Super. Let's go on the other bank. Here's my selection of imitative patterns. We've got all the buzzers there, the midge pupas. We've got dragonfly, damselfly larvae, a whole range of pheasant tails which represent quite a few different types of nymphs. And we've got some sedges there. We've got the polystickles, which represent sticklebacks. And over here we've got a whole range of little tiny and large shrimps, leaded shrimps. The sedges, coryxas, which are the water boatmen. And here's my selection in different types of colours of the leaded mayfly nymphs. Probably one of the most effective patterns that I use, particularly in this fluorescent green. Let's tie one of these now. Well, here we are with the outside setup. I've got the spade firmly in the ground and the vice on the spade. I've already got a size 10 long shank hook in the vice, and I've already put the weighted part in the back. I'll just put a little more dope on it to secure it. And I start the nymph by putting in the tail feathers. And 3 fibres. We've got 4 there, I don't think it really matters. We'll tie them in. This forms the tail of the nymph. Then next comes the ribbing, which we tie in exactly the same spot. Right down to the end there. And then next the fluorescent green body wool. We'll start at just beyond the weighted part there. That gives a nice even run down and tends to bind that in nicely. Then we go back to the pheasant's feather. They're good pheasant's feathers. They play such a large part in fly tying. Make so many different flies from them in so many different variations. And we tie this in once we've gone back to the head, halfway down the weighted part, and in a minute this is going to form the wing cases as we wind it back. And we start off by coming backwards with the luminous, rather fluorescent wool, which is sometimes difficult and seems to spring all over the place. Nice tight coils coming forwards here. And we just tie that off. It hasn't got to be too neat there. I'm a terribly messy fly tyer anyway. Now we come forwards in the opposite direction, clockwise, to lock in the wool so that it doesn't come undone after one or two trout. These represent the segments of the body. And again, just tie that off. Put a half hitch over that for a second. Cut the remainder off. Now we bring the pheasant fibres forwards, tie them in tightly to represent the wing cases. Cut those off short, and we separate them, and then tie over that to form a nice big insect-looking head. And I don't use a whip finish tool or a whip finish type knot. I just use 3 half hitches like that, because by the time I've put some dope on and then later on 2 or 3 coats of head varnish, you don't really need it. I can never ever remember having one of my heads come undone like this. There we are. The leaded mayfly nymph, which if tied in this fluorescent green wool is one of the most effective imitative patterns I know. Right into the teeth of it now. That's better. Much better. About a few seconds to sink. Hello, there's a little fish moving just to my left there. And another one. They seem to be very close here. I'll have a cast parallel. Here we are, we're in. I was just going to say I'm going to have a cast parallel to the shoreline. Oh, that's a good fish. That's going well. Come on, it's one of those wallowers. It stays on the surface and won't get his head down. Oh, it has now. Then they wake up and they start fighting. That's a nice fish. Well, he's going now. Go! I'm treading on the line here. I think I'm getting out of the way, otherwise I'm going to lose this one. Whoa! That's what I like about rainbow trout. You think they're acrobats. Come on, here we go. Can't lose him in the rushes. No, he's off again. Goodness me. Got a lot of power, this fish. I think I play him a little bit too hard, really, but I like to enjoy the struggle. There we are. I think he's ready now. Well, I'm going to net you anyway. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh. Oh, that's lovely. That's close on 3 pounds. A lovely silver rainbow. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Sometimes it seems a a shame to kill them, but part of our ticket here is a meal at the end of the day, and I think we'll probably end up smoking this one. There we are. A couple of sharp blows and he's ready. There's the mayfly nymph just in the corner of the jaw hinge there. Cool, that's in. There we are. I think I'll take a photograph of this while he's lying there. Let's arrange the reel. I think I'll put a sprig of willow herb in as well. That add a nice bit of colour to it. A lot of my fishing is surrounded by photography, and it's part of my day's enjoyment, really. Let's have a go for that. That's a nice looking shot. Lovely. Hi, Dave.
Hello, John. You had anything yet?
I've had a couple, but this breeze is a bit variable, isn't it?
Well, yes, but if there wasn't a ripple on the water, you'd only complain anyway.
Oh, I know. Where are you off to?
Just going up to the top to feed these small fish in the stew up there.
Yeah, you got some triploids there, haven't you?
Yes, I have. They're all triploids for next year.
Well, can I come and have a look? I'll have a few more casts and join you, if I
Yes,
may.
by all means. It'll take me a minute or two to get up there anyway. I'll see you later.
Okay, doke.
Bye.
Bye for now. Goodness me, Dave. How many have you got in there?
Well, around about 15,000, give or take some. They're rather hard to count, as you can see.
Yeah, goodness. Are they all triploids?
Yes, these are all triploids. We're not having any male or female next year at all.
Yeah. How do you produce the triploid trout then?
Well, shortly after the eggs are laid, they're subjected to a heat shock, and the sex genes are the most vulnerable, and they're destroyed, leaving the rest of the fish entirely normal. The object is that you don't want the fish to waste energy in producing eggs and milk, since they're never going to reproduce.
Right.
And they grow that much faster, and they stay in condition all year round.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that's a good point. You don't have the problem with the cocks chasing the females in the spring and things like that, do you?
Well, that's true, and now the trout fishing season in some places goes all the year round. It's important that the fish should stay in good condition.
Yeah, yeah. I shall look forward to catching these next year when you put them in the new lake when it's ready.
Well, if everything goes well, these should be weighing about 1.25 pounds by next April.
Cool. Super. Well, about an hour ago, I filleted a rainbow of about 4 pounds, and I've got 2 big fillets here in the smoke. This is still quite warm, actually. There we are. Look at that, beautiful. I always wrap these in clean chicken wire, and I can unravel it. It stops the fillet falling to bits, really, because they're very, very soft. There we are, look at that. Fit for a king. Beautiful. Let's taste a nice chunk. I think I like trout cooked in this way better than anything else. Little pepper. Got a few battered rolls in here. Let's see what this is like. And this is part of the magic of trout fishing.